Greetings from the beach hut. I've had a good night's sleep, although I did wake up super early again this morning. I was up at 5:30, which is 10:30 in Portugal, so that would have been really sleeping in. So I'm quasi-acclimated again to being back on this East Coast time zone. The lighting here today is compliments of Tropical Storm Debbie, which we are under, and apparently we're going to be under this weather pattern until about Thursday. So I returned home to this kind of doom and gloom. My garden loves it. My pomegranate tree is thriving, my lemon tree is thriving, my hibiscus are out of control. It's really quite stunning to see how much growth can take place with water and heat in Florida. The landscape would just take over. It's really, really wild. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here to do my debrief on the makeup part of my travel to Portugal, and so I did the skincare yesterday, and I've actually started to do this one twice, which is why I have partial makeup on right now, and I have hit the wrong button, not once, but twice. Can't figure out what the heck I'm doing today, but I've lost two of them, so I'm just going to talk you through some of what I've done and some of what I've said. First of all, for foundation, I still have some of those Vapour Beauty samples, and so I am finishing those off. Yes, those were only supposed to last me 4 times. I've gotten a lot more. And I really love using that Vapour Beauty foundation in the humidity. It was a great foundation, but I suspected that it might be a little bit dry in a drier climate, and it in fact was. I tried to apply it with a damp sponge, and that did not work at all. So I used my fingers to apply it, which is what I've done today. And then when I was in Portugal, I don't need to do that today. I'm in humidity, everything as well. But when I was in Portugal and my skin was dry, I took a little bit of cream and pressed it in, which is what I do with foundation all through late fall, winter, early spring. Otherwise, I look and the thing is just settled. I don't care what foundation it is. I think of all of them, I've tried them. My Shell's going to be the best. My absolute favorite is the Pink Papaya Cream Foundation, which doesn't seem to settle as much. It's very moisturizing. However, that one either has phenoxyethanol or paraben. I think it might be phenoxyethanol. I'll have to look to make sure. But that one I'll be using and incorporating that because I have some of that I need to use up. So I'll talk more about that at a later time. But for now, I do have on the Vapour Beauty, and I've put that on. I have also done my eyes, combining these two palettes, the Stila Wonderful in Waikiki and the Stila Loves VP. First of all, let me say, when I traveled to Sausalito, I traveled with this Positive and Pretty palette, and I have videos on that, and I loved it. I loved every single thing about it. It was so much fun. It was a great palette. Wonderful in Waikiki. A good palette. I put it on before I left, but what I found is that I didn't have a lot of play with it. I found the Surf color particularly difficult to work with. Other than lining the bottom of my eyes, I almost couldn't do anything with it. Lining the top of my eyes was too heavy, so that was a little bit difficult. And then the other thing I had was this Stila Loves VP. Eyeshadows, fine, perfect. Blushes, no. Nada. Nothing. Rub them hard. Pay no attention to this because that's a different color. You can't see anything. So really it was as if I did not have these colors to work with at all. I did bring along this palette that my friend gave me. This is a Mary Kay palette. It has 4 colors in it, the blush and the three shadows. This does not have phenoxyethanol. It doesn't have parabens. So for today, what I have done so far, and erased twice, I am going for a rose gold coppery look. So I used this color all over the lid. I used, this is Clique. This is Bestie, and I used Bestie to contour. Then I turned to this palette. I used Sarong in the middle of the lid, and then underneath the eye I used Surf, and I used just the tiniest bit of Surf there, and then there is just a little bit of Surf on this brush and blended into that corner area. So that is what I've done so far. I have also tightlined with Tarte's inner rim pencil that I always use. I did not bring it down because I don't want to pull my eyes down. I want them to go up. Finally, while I was on my trip, I really wished I did not take my 100% pure in Cocoa Plum and Vanilla, the two that I generally use to do my brows. I really missed those. I played around with some of the shadows in the Stila. I had a Lauren Brooke taupe sample. Didn't work at all. I ended up using these two shades in the Mary Kay palette. That's what I've done today. They are okay. They don't stay as well as the 100% pure, and they just don't fill in quite as evenly and as nicely. The other thing I did is I took the color Blackberry Mini from 100% pure. I'm going to pop that on right now. I've already curled my eyelashes. And I wish I would have taken the black tea. It's kind of a purpley, berryish black. It smells good though, but it's just not quite dark enough. I can use this for the month of September when I start to break out those fall colors. I forgot to talk to you about the under eyes. Under eyes, I use Tarte's the eraser, which I have been using, not because it covers, but because of the long-term benefits. Digging. Did try Lauren Brooke cream foundation again. No, didn't care for the Lauren Brooke products. I'm sorry. I feel like, especially when it's a woman's name, I feel like I should just like it. Like, I'm so sorry that I don't like it. It would be really easier to like it. What I did like, and I don't remember if I ordered this from NaturalJoyBeauty or if they sent it to me with these other samples that I got. I might have picked it because I might have said, what the heck, I need another concealer. I need to try one. Anyway, I got a sample of this Earth's Beauty concealer. And of all the kind of organic natural concealers I've tried, this one is it. And I do have that on over the Tarte's the Eraser today. It works certainly better than the Vapour Beauty. It works certainly better than the My Shell. It doesn't quite work as well as Bobbi Brown in terms of covering, but it's close. The other thing I wished I had, this is kind of the, I wish I had the tape so that I could tell you, tape, I'm so old, okay, it's a video. I know we are not on tape anymore. But at any rate, I wish I would have brought my Bare Essentials, just the regular foundation. I brought this stuff called Backlit. It's a little too orangey for me, and so what I really found that I could have used was just the regular foundation. This is their matte foundation in Fair, and that is to finish covering up those hyperpigmentation spots that are really coming out for the summer. But I didn't. For blush, I've already got it on. I used this color from the Mary Kay here, almost as a contour, just pretty much anywhere I would contour. I used that. Use this color North Shore over that Mary Kay. So that's what I've got done so far. For the lips, I had taken the Mary Kay in Cherry Coffee, the Mary Kay in Raspberry Pie. These are kind of combined lipstick lip glosses, and my Big and Healthy lipstick in Berlin. I did miss kind of having a more pinky color with me, although these are, I guess this is kind of pinky. It tends more towards the brown, and so all my choices were in the brown, which ended up being okay because I would have needed, say, a pinkier lipstick or a more violet kind of lipstick, a more lilac. If these had worked, they didn't, so didn't need it anyway. I was pretty much in the bronzy browny territory. And so I start the day with this, and then throughout the day I would use one of these two. So that was my travel look. That's pretty much the face I had on. Some slight variation of that all week. Sometimes I didn't use the blue. Sometimes I would just go with one palette or the other palette minus that color Surf. So I did have some variety. But for the most part, I was in some variation of the Wonderful in Waikiki. The one thing I did notice is that I preferred to put the pink shades with it for some reason, and then I would keep this one Sarong, but here I would mix in the shades from this palette. I liked having that kind of more rose gold look. It ends up just being a little too orange for me, so I like to blend it out with some of the pinks. So that's it. I think I've talked about everything that I brought and all the things I wish I would have brought. As always, thank you for watching. I'm going to do a few more videos while I have this machine up and running, if I can, without hitting the wrong buttons. But I did get some things in while I was gone. I came home to packages, lots and lots of packages. But I think that's it for my debrief on the travel. Have a lovely, lovely day. Make it a great one. Bye.